Hey there, Scott Monday with Kitchen and Bath Crate. Today I wanted to give you what I call a remodel market report. We get about 100 to 150 people calling in per month about kitchen or bathroom remodel projects. And so what we've done is we've kind of put the various questions that we get asked into a few categories. And what I want to do is just spend a few minutes telling you what we're seeing both in the local and the national remodel market. So let's jump right into the spring 2022 remodel market report. So the first thing that we're seeing in the current remodel market is definitely something that you've heard about, and that's supply chain issues. And what we're realizing is that while those are in fact real situations that we're facing, it's not paralyzing. And in fact, to date, I can only remember one job that we've had that has actually been delayed due to a supply chain issue. It was specifically related to some shower glass enclosure hardware. I know that's kind of like a little bit of a nuance of a project, but it did delay the project finishing because the shower enclosure goes in at the end of the job. But what I wanted to let you know is that while there are supply chain issues, contractors, including ourselves, are still able to get materials. And it really comes down to making sure that your contractor, whether it be us or someone else, is buying materials early in the process, checking them when they arrive to make sure they're not damaged, and then making sure that they're just a few steps ahead of the project, even more so than in years past. So, bottom line, yes, there are supply chain issues, but as of this moment, they are not paralyzing. Now, the second thing that we're seeing in the market is, once again, something you've probably already heard, and that's prices are escalating. And what I wanted to mention to you is not only have prices gone up of late, but there's really no prospect of them going down. I hate to share that bad news with you, but the three things that really affect pricing are material prices, labor prices, and overall market demand. So when it comes to material prices, COVID has really been a great excuse for distributors and manufacturers to raise their material prices. Now, there's obviously some validity to those price raises, but my feeling is a lot of it is an excuse to raise their prices, and I just don't see distributors or suppliers actually bringing their prices back down, even when they probably technically could. The second thing that affects it, as I mentioned, is labor. The labor pool right now is still very scarce. Now, we're having some really great luck bringing on new team members, but we are spending an extraordinary amount of time, money, and effort to find these folks because the labor market is really tight. We've also seen compensations increase over the last couple years because, once again, not only are we competing a little bit against the government to get people back to the workforce, but just the general expectation of the labor market has increased, bringing compensation structures and things like that up to match it. And the last element that affects the overall price of a project is demand. Anytime there's high demand for a certain product, prices tend to either at least stay, if not increase over time. And as you are full aware, there's a huge demand right now in the remodel market, and all we can do is simply try to keep up with this escalation, and that does cause us to have to raise prices, and I don't see those prices going back down in the months ahead. Now, the last thing that we're seeing in the market is that financing is still pretty cheap. Now, I don't know when you're actually watching this video, but if you were to be here with me right now in real time, interest rates have gone up about 1.25% in the last few weeks or months. And so while that is certainly an increase, it's not nearly what the price of financing was or the interest on financing was in years past. The two primary forms of financing are surprisingly not even the finance that we offer. We do offer financing, but what we're more often seeing are customers that are either using refinance money from their home, since home values are up, or home equity lines of credit. The reason being is the interest rates on those two products tend to still be a little bit lower than the financing that we offer here through Crate or really any other contractor offers. But at the end of the day, while financing and interest rates are kind of rising a little bit, it's still a really good value this day and age, primarily because if you take price increases and fairly cheap financing, it's a rare situation when today's financed dollar actually is going to buy you more than the cash dollar you spend in years ahead. So there you go. There's a little remodel market update for you as of the spring of 2022. If you have further questions about your particular situation, give us a call at 888-995-7996 or log on to kbcrate.com. You'll find a lot of articles on there and blog posts about these types of topics I'm discussing with you. But once again, feel free to reach out if we can help in any way possible. Have a great rest of your day.